Hello people of the internet, and welcome to my avgn idea called The Angry Video Game Nerd the Retro Wing. Now, if Screw Attack and or the nerd himself is watching, think of it as a pitch. Nothing more, nothing less. That said, I'm Sarah Hijinks, and here's my idea. The story. After saving the world from Death Moth Sex, the nerd returns to his life as a video game reviewer. But in the middle of one of his reviews, there is a knock at the door. The nerd, being who he is, doesn't answer it until there are two more knocks, thus frustrating him. The nerd, in a huff, goes and answers the door, and what does he find? A blank Atari cartridge. Of course, this does nothing to improve the nerd's mood. The nerd, as angry as he is, reluctantly brings in the game. A few more minutes into the review, and the nerd gets curious about the blank Atari cartridge. So he takes the blank cartridge and puts it into the Atari. This was his first mistake, because shortly after he turns on the Atari, the TV turns into a portal, and baddies start pouring out of it. The house continues to fill with baddies, until it's first to burst and goes boom. But of course this sends the nerd flying, and he eventually crash lands on a broken down bridge. With nothing but his grip shoes, the nerd goes searching for something to defend himself while he tries to make his way home. As luck would have it, a few feet away is his own zapper. The nerd begins making his way to the end of the bridge, where he runs into a baddie called Bile. The nerd makes fun of the quote-unquote ride armor. Bile gets frustrated and shouts that it's a mechanized armor, or MA for short. Eventually, Bile gets so angry he starts attacking the nerd, and he defeats the nerd. Bile proceeds to crush the nerd with the MA. Luckily, the nerd is saved by a character known as Vid. Who is Vid? Well, he's pretty much Zero from Mega Man X. After the nerd briefly talks to Vid, he briefly looks out to see that his house has been replaced by a giant castle. Vid goes on to explain that the nerd's house has been replaced by the BPO Game 7's fortress. Thus begins the actual game. The characters. A returning character will be the Nostalgia Critic. He'll be the main rival to the nerd, per the usual. In addition, Wiz and Boomstick will be helping out the nerd now and again. Boomstick's role in the game is that he's a weapon shop owner. He'll sell you new weapons now and again. Wiz, on the other hand, being the intelligent person he is, will upgrade your equipment. And that's my idea. What do you think? Do you have any angry video game nerd ideas for a third game floating around in your head? Let me know down in the comments. And remember, nothing worth doing is easy. So work hard, and maybe you will become a success in life. This is Sarah Jinx, signing out.